All right.
Okay, I think we're live, but just give me a few minutes to do something. Okay.
All right.
Um, Sorry, please. Just give me a few minutes. All right. All right. So, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yes. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Thank you very much. This is how do you do it? How did you do it actually? And the reason why I started this thing, I think I started last year or per year, and I was more concerned about how do some people get some things done that it seemed flawless, right? It seemed flawless, but they've actually done a whole lot of work on the ground. They've had their failures, they've had their successes. How did they get to do some of those amazing things that we admire? So, and I'm really, really glad that we've started the program again. And every month where we bring intentional people that they've done remarkably well in some things, and they just share their knowledge with us. And we met, I think we met uh, through Wonuola also, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Onola, yes. Ademola,
yeah.
yes.
Funny thing, it's been a while I've spoken to Wonu, and
Hey.
and it's as if I speak to you more often than I speak to Wonu. But I, I guess I
Your line is breaking.
guess what it does. My God, please. Okay. All right. So I think the network is quite terrible this morning. I really don't know why. Oh, I'm doing live video. Call Juliana, please, or call mommy. Hello. Okay, sorry. We're very sorry. The network is misbehaving, sort of. Okay, so we are having her back. Okay. All right. All right. Hello, ma. Are you there?
Yes, I am. I'm here.
Hello.
Yes, I'm still here. I'm here with you.
All right. I'm very sorry. I don't really know why the network is this way this morning. Anyways,
Maybe it's the weather.
I don't know. And it seems as if you're not audible, sort of.
Okay, what about now?
What do you say?
What about now?
I don't know. Your voice is quite low. Let me just. I don't know if I'm just the one. Please, if you're watching this, please just let us know if you can hear us clearly. If you are saying this, please just let us know if you can hear us clearly. For me, I really cannot hear you clearly.
Hello?
Hello.
Is it better?
Are you using earpiece?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Um. Okay, you can hear. Okay, I think I'm the one that is having the issue. Hello, can you hear me?
Okay.
So
Yes,
I
I
think
can
it's
hear you.
just from my own side. They can hear. You guys. They can hear you. So I've seen the comment.
Okay.
All right. So good morning. Good morning. It's very, very beautiful. It's an awesome time to have you here. Thank you very much for honoring this invitation. And I'm grateful that you have made it this morning. So, without wasting so much of the time, I just think you should just dive into the class this morning, or your
All
section
right.
rather.
Okay. Thank you so much once again. I want to say a big thank you to you. TC Hahem. I call you the camera easily. I don't call you Joseph. So thank you for the privilege. Thank you so much. I'm grateful and I'm glad we connected and I'm glad that something connected us together and that's because we share the same values together and I'm really grateful for that. I want to say thank you for this. The program you're putting up is to actually help people, is actually help parents, teachers, guardians, and to become better people in nurturing their children or even teenagers. So once again, I am Opeyemi Ogundipe. I'm sure you must have read the post made by TCIM concerning my profile. So I'm a teacher. I teach in the primary school, but I also work with teenagers, and that's why he has invited me for this session. I'm not a mother yet. I don't have my own children, but I have worked with them and I'm still working with them. So with this, I believe that we're going to have a wonderful session this morning. Are coming joining us from Nigeria, across the world. All right, so the topic referral this morning is practical ways of nurturing a balanced teenager. Practical ways of nurturing a balanced teenager. And the funny thing is that I actually oversee a particular platform for teenagers, and we call ourselves the balanced teenager. So when I saw this topic, I was like, I see that Mr. Joseph just used our community name. So coined the, the maybe it's a probably. But then I believe it's a very beautiful topic. Thank you so much for that. Now, before we go into how we can nurture the teenagers, we have to have a background knowledge of who a balanced teenager is. So that's the first thing we're going to consider this morning. Now, life is a beautiful experience, and balance is important. As an account student, while I was in school, there we know we have this balance sheets. The right side must balance with the left side of the balance sheet. If there is no balance, then you have to start looking out for the missing figures. So to ensure that you have a balanced sheet. So also in life, we must actually know that it is important we have a balance in every aspect of our lives. And why should we have a balance? Because it keeps us on a safe state. We will live a burden-free life if we have a balance in every area of our lives. We don't have to be burdensome, or won't have to run helter-skelter, because we have been able to have a proportion of some life experiences or some values in every area of our lives. Now, who is a balanced teenager? Because we are looking at how we can nurture them. So a balanced teenager is a teenager who keeps or shows a balanced life in every aspect of life. Every aspect of life. One is not being deprived of another aspect. It's showing that okay, this teenager is taking important steps in every area of his or our life. Now we need to know these aspects of life that this teenager should have balance in, and I will try to be fast on this so we can delve into the main topic for today, the practical ways of nurturing a balanced teenager. Number one aspect of life that a teenager should have a balance on is their spiritual aspect of life. We are all spirit beings. We have a living God. We did not just drop from heaven or from the sky to the earth. We actually came from somewhere. And they must grow in this knowledge of God. They must be introduced to the person of God. They must know God for themselves. It's very important for them to thrive in this world and to have a balance in this world. They must have a knowledge of God. They must not see being a child of God as old-fashioned. You know, when they tell you I'm a child of God.
Hello, Mr. Kwe.
Hello, yes, please.
Hello, please. I think someone is saying that they can't see your face on in the comment section. Yeah,
Oh, can you see my face now?
yeah, they can see your face now.
Oh, I think I don't know. Maybe it's the
I don't
weather.
know.
The weather is actually it's cloudy here,
Can you,
but it's always bright. The
the
weather is
the
cloudy
cut?
here.
What do you say?
Okay, let me adjust the curtain then.
Adjust the cutting a bit.
Okay,
No, I'm not sure. No.
okay. Oh,
Just
I would.
continue. No worry.
Okay, okay. Can I just get because there is no light actually. So I didn't there was light, and here is cloudy. It's almost want to rain, so the area is cloudy. That's
Okay,
why I have it.
if there's a way you can turn right and face the window.
Okay. I hope I won't distract anyone.
What do you say?
Okay, let me do that right away.
All right.
Hello? Hello? Hello, Mr. Joseph, are you there? Hello. Okay, he's trying to
And
join hers.
yeah, all right, all
Um,
right. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
am I? Am I? Yes, I can hear you. Is it
I don't
better?
know. Don't worry. Just let's just kick it off. I
What is
think
my good right?
at the point if you turn to a point, it just
Yeah, yeah, it brightens up, then also it becomes dark again.
yes, yes. Don't worry.
Okay.
Just kickstart. Don't worry.
All right. Okay, thank you. So as I was saying, I was talking about their spiritual aspect of life, which is the most important thing in their lives. They must actually know that being a child of God or being identified with God is not old-fashioned. Some people will say, "Oh, I can't be bold to tell people that I follow God. I'm a follower of God." They will say I'm old-fashioned. They will say I'm old school. They will say I'm not in the trend. So they shouldn't be ashamed of the God they have in their life. So when they are able to have this distinct belief about with the God they believe, it will help them to actually have a focus in their life, and people or other people won't be able to give them biases that will make them to think differently of who God is. So their spiritual growth is very important, and we too must be intentional to ensure that they are actually growing intentionally, growing spiritually, and not just attending church, attending mosque, but they must actually know who the God they are serving is. They must come to that reality, to that knowledge, not just on the surface. They must know God. We must be her. We have to know God. If not, we would do a lot of crimes. Sincerely, we have to really know God, and they too must know that God is real, and they must have the knowledge of God. Then number two is their physical aspect of life. It's only a sound mind that can have a balanced life. If you don't have a sound mind, you are not sound physically, you are not physically good. Your state of well-being is not okay. There is no way you can live a balanced life in other areas of your life. So as teenagers, they must know that they should live a healthy lifestyle. They should eat well and have regular exercise. They should build up their physique is very important. And when I was preparing for this, I said to myself, I said, your physical look will be attractive. However, your attitude will attract the right people to you. I can take that again. Your physical look can be attractive. However, your attitude will attract the right people to you. So even in their physical outlook, they want to look good, they want to eat healthy, they must have the right attitude, they must wear the right attitude to ensure they attract the right people. Now, the third one is a mental aspect of life. Their mental ability is very important. Teenagers shouldn't act small. They shouldn't behave like mediocres. They shouldn't settle for less. They shouldn't take their education for levity, whether formal or informal education. They should be people of excellence. They should embrace excellence, irrespective of the education they are going through. Maybe they are in public school, private school, international school. They should be people of excellence. They should have excellence as priority in their mind. They shouldn't do things anyhow. They shouldn't be like, you should not just go to school. I will just go to school and school will not pass through them. No, they should go to school or learn that vocation with excellence in mind. They should do things well. The Bible says that whatever your hands find to do it well. So they must know that everything they find themselves doing, they must do them well. They shouldn't do things anyhow. Success is not cheap. So they must put in the work. So they will not be able to boycott their studies or their vocations. And there is time for everything. I say, and in my writing, in my note, I said pleasure is good at leisure. So they should know when to have pleasure and when to get the work. So
Pleasure,
pleasure
pleasure is
is
good at
good
least. Oh.
at leisure. Yes.
So
So
you
they
can't.
shouldn't just think that,
You should not
sir?
start playing when you're supposed. You're not supposed to be playing when you're supposed to be working.
Exactly. Even though you are going, no, there could be a level of playfulness, but not that the whole time you're meant to dedicate to your work is all about playfulness. You understand? Of course, you can be working and enjoying what you're doing, having some other fun, but not that you're meant to be working, but you are now doing the other thing, playing or having pleasure. Some students want to have exams now. They don't want to read. They believe, okay, I know it now. I know it. They don't want to prepare. So pleasure is good at leisure. So when you have to get to work and do the needful. So they must have excellence as what as something that keeps them going. Bible also
Okay.
says that. Okay,
Sorry.
sit down.
As regards that,
Okay,
I
yeah,
have a question
okay.
to ask, if you don't mind. So, it's based on an experience that I have with um, some of the students that we've taken for camera engineering class, and sometimes I feel very unhappy, right, when some of these kids are meant to be in the class and they've been exposed to the fact that, of course, things are not really maybe going well in their family, right, financially. Now, these kids are, instead of now saying that, because what we are doing in camera engineering class usually is vocational class or soft skill class, and the essence is for them to be able to learn these skills and be able to be productive. Now, this pleasure leisure quote, um, there's an experience of a particular boy that was meant to actually um, make a presentation in the presence of all the entire school, right? And it was something that could um, give him this high score thing, but he had to turn it down because he wanted to go and play football with the hope that once he goes to play football, all these people that scout for players will see him and they
Hmm.
will find him worthy of joining their team. And those
Yeah,
things are usually slim chances of happening. So
exactly.
I don't know. I don't know. My question now is it that is the parenting that was gotten wrong, or is the boy that got it all wrong by himself? Because for
Mm,
me, I usually say that everything starts with the kind of upbringing that you have,
yes.
right? If
Yeah.
if your parents are kind of find a way to help you manage yourself, you would not find it difficult continuing all the things they've done for you. At
Mm.
least that's how me I perceive it from my own end. So I want you to just throw more light on that, please.
Okay. These young ones of today, they want to get success quickly, and I told you that, like I said, success is not cheap. So he wants to get it done quickly. He wants to have that recognition on him. He's not ready to be patient or put in the work. He's not ready to go through the journey, the process. Even all these are great footballers like Michael Obi and all that. They started from the grassroots in Nigeria before they come into the spotlight. So I believe that teenager is only concerned about what he is seeing in the world. People are being paid. No, players are actually paid heavily. All these players, they are paid heavily. And if you ask any young boy now, they want to become footballers because they can see that it's a well-paid sporting activity. So I think is the mindset that he has, that he believes that without his education, he could actually become rich, and that's the truth. But then, if he's able to channel his strength towards education, and in that education, maybe in that school, he could actually initiate a football club. I getting it now? And let him show his skills in that football club, other than you just jettisoning your education for a football that you're not even sure whether anybody will even identify with you or not. You understand? So it can actually create something profitable for him, even in his current education. So he shouldn't just say no to his studies because he feel that he can play football and be known immediately. It takes time. Success takes time. And it takes time for him to even be recognized. Not even in this our country that we had today. That you have to I have a lady, a girl then. She was a sprinter. She had to leave it. Because the demand was so high. The coaches were demanding unnecessary from there. She had to abandon it, and she was a very good sprinter when she was in secondary school. Now she has digressed, and she did not even want to go into it again because what she was
Nigeria will take note
experiencing
of that.
was that Nigeria got to her. So this leader should not be too overwhelmed by they are making millions, they're making and they are earning pounds, earning this. These are actually good, but then that should not be his goal. Still focus on education and create opportunity for yourself in your school. Talk to your teachers. I would like us to have a football club. And they would look at it. Oh, how can we go about it? Then you discuss it. So it can through you can even make the school to be known. So they shouldn't. It's not only about the money they want to earn. I think it's money syndrome is affecting all of us, all of us. But the approach we actually all of us, you don't want to make money. You don't want to make money. But then because it's going that does it. To show me under pressure to get this money. Money will definitely come. Actually,
Definitely.
it's one of my point actually about money making. And that's one of the point I'm going to talk about too about money making because money is important. Money is good. Money is not evil. Money is not a crime. Money making is not a crime, but we can actually do it rightly. So that boy needs to be enlightened that money should not just be focused, but why do you want to have this money? You understand? Okay, so
Yeah.
all right, thank you. Now the next one is our emotional aspect of life. The emotion is very important. We talk about emotional intelligence, the ability for you to know and understand yourself and even others. And this will help you to have control over your emotions and also have the right perspective about people's behavior or attitude. So you won't just jump into conclusion or be judgmental. So when they begin to act in the place of emotional intelligence, it will help them to respond to situations and not react to them. Many of us are actually reactive. We are always reactive. We react to situations. We don't respond. But responding means that we are able to analyze the situation before we even make any comment. So for teenagers, like for instance, what is happening now, is not able to understand that, oh, there is time for everything. This don't work the way he is perceiving it. If he's rushing it, he will end up regretting his steps. And he will not be able to even accomplish his educational goals within that time frame. And people you think you want to outrun, they will leave him behind and they will keep struggling. So they should have this emotional intelligence to understand themselves, to have this self-concept, this self-awareness of themselves, or where they are going to. It will help them to really channel their strength to the right things and also help them to understand other people's perspective. Why are these people going into football? Some people are raised from childhood, the likes of Mercy and Co. From childhood, they train them, so they have their platforms. But you don't have a platform. You don't have anybody running after you. You want to force yourself into platforms. You will just be there struggling. So, like I said earlier, he could create opportunities for himself within that school where he is, and he will fly. He will fly. Within before he knows it, he will fly because when he's doing well, he's scoring goals, he's dribbling, they will talk about him. He'll be the face of the school. They'll make the face of that particular academy or that particular school. So they need emotional intelligence. The next
All right.
one is that okay.
Sorry to cut you short, please. Um, so I think while you were talking about someone trying to, like teenagers trying to get things, thinking things are done just pa, and they will become rich or whatsoever. It
Yes.
just bring my mind to how depression usually comes in and how frustration usually comes in. That usually when we try to reach out for what is not within our reach at the moment, we get frustrated. And because we are trying to reach out to something that we are not supposed to be struggling for naturally, that we are supposed to follow the right process to get to that point. Once we try to reach out for it, and the other people that we know, our colleagues, our friends, that now follow the right pattern, now follow their own right pattern, and we are still trying to reach out for what is so far ahead. By the time we get to realize it, they have gotten to that point, and we are still where we were. Now the frustration creeps in, and you feel as if God is unfair to you. I think that's where the whole I usually try to avoid bringing spirituality into things I do, but it was not too long, maybe like a year or 2 years ago, because I tried to separate it, that this is my spiritual life, this is what I'm doing. Then I realized that actually you cannot remove it. You
All right.
cannot. So you might try to say that, okay, you cannot bring God into your business. God doesn't have any business to do with your business or something. But the truth is, for everything that you do, there's a spiritual attachment to it. So, and if even God's work is process, for you to expect God to help you, there's a process for you to take. If you need the help of God, there's a process. Like I was in a church not too long ago this morning, and the pastor that was preaching said he was repeating the Bible verse that said, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God." And I'd be like, before you can even get every other thing that shall be added unto you, you need to do this one first.
Exactly.
So I think trying to now get those other things first will now make one frustrated, and that's what these kids do not know, because they get to compare themselves so much with people that are far ahead of them, and they just feel that, and it is just oppression to me. Same week that I saw a particular boy that EFCC caught or something, 15 years old or maybe 16 years old, was caught for fraud. Why? Like, is he not supposed to be probably writing WAEC or something? I don't know, right? So that is where this whole balancing of a teenager's life needs to come into play. So because recently I've been shouting that parenting is not just feeding your kids, right? Parenting is not just buying clothes for them. Parenting is not just buying shoes for them. Parenting is making sure that every aspect of this child's life is balanced.
Sure.
That you are available when this child needs you, and there's not you can't short change it for anything, and so you don't just drive your child farther into depression. Then I feel
You're very right.
that,
You're very right. And thank God we're once teenagers. Sincerely,
yeah,
when we experience them, we can't compare to what is obtainable today now. So, but we have to actually, you know, we have to go with the wave that we have now. But then we have to be more creative in our approach to this, to training these teenagers. Let's proceed. Okay, the next one is relationship. They must have a balance in their relationship lifestyle. And when you talk about relationship, they want to say boyfriend and girlfriend. That's the only thing that comes to mind. And sincerely, sincerely, it's not a bad word. It's not a bad word. It's actually a ship that conveys people together. That's just it. Relationship is a ship that conveys people together. So, and people in the ship must talk, they must connect, they must relate, they must interact. That's relationship. So when they hear the word relationship, it's always about I must have a girlfriend, I must have a boyfriend, somebody must be calling me, somebody must tell me I love you. No, that's not it. So we must intentionally let them know that they can have this. I believe that they are good, they are unique in their own way, and they don't need any boy or any girl to make them feel good. They can have male friends and female friends. They can have value-adding friendship. They can have healthy relationship with both the same and opposite genders. It's very important we let them know that this is not just about having a boyfriend or a love relationship. It's beyond love. It's beyond love. They can actually do great things together. So as teenagers, I will encourage you to choose responsible friends, value adding friends, people that can add to your life. Everywhere you find yourself, ensure you have people that you can say, no, this person is a responsible friend. And before you can do that, you too must be a responsible and value adding friend. You attract your likes. For
yeah,
instance, Mr. Peter, we met, was it not last year or two? Okay, that was 2 years ago. 2 years ago. It was
two
one
years
of the
ago.
teenagers that in his circle that saw her program. I said, no, talk to Mr. Joseph. He will like this program. Can you imagine? Influence. He has not taken advantage of. She's a girl. He didn't take advantage of her. He's like a mentor to her. And she felt that, oh, Mr. Kwebe, you have to know Mr. Joseph. And that's how we connected. So that's a young girl. that was able to think, oh, I can introduce this person to this person. You understand? So they must begin to know that it's not about having a boyfriend or a girlfriend. It goes beyond that. They can have good friends. They can have friends that will lead them to the pedestal of greatness. And one thing is that evil communication still corrupts good manners. It's not an whole saying, oh, it is the truth. Evil communication still corrupts good manners. I know it's a Bible verse, but it is still the truth. If you move with the bad ones, you will also become bad one eventually. So our
Definitely.
teenagers that are on this platform this morning, know that you can have good friends and you can be a good friend as well. No one should make you feel less than you think you are. Have people that can actually push you to success, push you to do the right thing, and before you know it, you all will be flying together as champions, as people of positive impact, even in your generation. Then finally, on the aspect of life that they need to have a balance on is their financial lifestyle. We cannot actually shy away from this anymore because everybody is hungry for money. Everybody is on the chase for money. Yes, I'm working because I want to earn money, right? I'm adding value because it can actually turn to gold. So, but teenagers must know that money making is good. It's a good venture. It's not a bad thing. It's not a crime to make money. But there are ways to make money, not by going into fraudulent practices or by making any way possible to make money. Last year or 2 years ago, we learned about teenagers going into rituals, killing, cutting part of the body of people of ladies, using Yahoo, all manner of things, riding luxurious cars, wearing luxurious items, because they want to feel among. They are being influenced by what they see. And it's actually a good feeling that they want to make money. But the problem is that they are actually diverting these great ideas into bad things, into bad ways of making money. There are good ways of making money. In fact, in our own days, we don't have this special grades they have these days. They have access to information, to resources, to good things, to skills. No, there is a blessed generation. I'm telling you. If we had this opportunity years ago, I'm sure would have been better than this. But we thank God for the
Pa,
process.
pa, pa.
I'm telling you. So they should be exposed to these resources. They can learn free skills online. On our LinkedIn platform, they can learn skills that can yield income for them. But their goal shouldn't be money making first. Why do they want to make money? They should have that understanding. Why do I want to make money? Is it for me to just show off? Is it for me to belong? It's for me to add value to myself, for me to support my education, probably from a very good, a very low income earning family. Want to support the family? What can I do to be a support of family? Your parents cannot afford those things, so we should not make them feel that money making is a bad thing. Money is not a crime, but the love of money is what is evil. When you have love for money, you can do anything to get money. You can go to anybody to ask for advice. So you must be open to discuss money making to them. In all honesty, be open minded to them and let them know that they can actually make money in a legit way and not becoming criminal at the end of the day. Look at that boy now that you talk about now, that EFC arresting him. He has brought shame to his family. He has brought shame to himself. He has lost his identity. I pray that if he's able to come out of this mess, he can actually, regain his identity back. So when they begin to do criminal activities, it doesn't bring any good thing to them or to their family. They end up, shaming their family and their loved ones, and it's going to cause
Ade boss, I can call you back, please.
um,
I can call you
finally,
back.
we already had a chapter on what areas of life we can have a balance on. Please give me a minute. I think the rain is actually disturbing. I want to close the window, please.
Hello. Hello.
Okay, I'm back. Now, we are talking talking about the parents now. I'm talking about parents, teachers, guidance, on this platform this morning. Am I sure? We
Yes,
have
I
them
can
here.
hear you.
Yeah, so this section is actually for us, including myself, because I'm also learning. I keep learning and learning and unlearning. So we keep learning every day. So now, only a balanced parent can raise or nurture a teenager. Only a balanced parent can nurture or raise a teenager. We cannot give what we don't have. It's not possible. We can't give what we don't have. And we can't parent our teenagers the way we're parented. We can't. We can't use that force to parent them this age. We can't use the methods our parents use to parent them this age. We have to be more creative in our approach to nurturing our teenagers. And we have to be intentional about uh, work with these teenagers as well. Now, we are in a world that is everybody is looking for ways to get information, to get resources that will help them become better people. The terrific world we are into today, but we should not be afraid, or we should not be perplexed that, oh, we don't have help. We can actually get the help we need if we actually put in the work. Now, I would like to ask us, while we were teenagers, what were the things that we would have loved to learn that we were unable to learn? While we were teenagers, in our own time, as parents, while we are teenagers, what were the things you would have loved to learn that you are saying today, but you would have loved to have learned during your teenage? Can anybody respond? You didn't get the question.
Yes, I got the
The question.
question.
Okay, thank you. Please, I would like us to respond in our comment section. What would you have loved to learn as a teenager? I have
Please,
my own share of experiences, yes. Please, you can put in your comments in the comment section. What would you have loved to learn as a teenager when you were younger? Yes, please,
what
can
would you
you
have
please?
learned? Please, if
Yes.
you're seeing this, please just respond to that. What would you have loved to learn as a teenager in your teenage years that you, when you think about it now, would have loved to learn
Yes.
it?
What about you, Mr. Joseph? What would you have loved to learn?
Ah, okay. I've always wanted to know how to play instruments. That's it. I think that's it. Yes, all my
Okay,
life. Always, I
okay,
wanted to
okay,
know how to play musical instruments like piano. No, not flute, just piano. Piano, more piano though. I've
okay.
always
Let me
loved.
redirect the question. I'm actually talking about the life skill you would have loved to learn. You would have loved your
Oh,
parents to impact, yes, not just skill like a vocational. The life skill you would have
okay.
loved our parents instill in you, yes.
Life skill.
Yes.
Oh, I think it's building confidence because I liked it as a young child. Yeah, so
Mm,
I liked the whole confidence thing. I had a very, very terrible self-esteem growing up.
mm,
So,
mm.
and I think if I should fault it, it's usually to parents now, directed to parents, is that most parents just yell at their child, shout at their child, even if they don't use curse word, the whole yelling and shouting at the child can make the child uh, rebel. And reduces the person's confidence, reduces the person's self-esteem, and the person will not be able to. I think that's majorly
Okay.
what affects me, the child.
Yeah, thank you. Myself, I would have loved to actually be socially inclined. Like, I would have loved to be able to
Meet the
interact with
people.
people freely. Yes, I was just for myself, just for my and actually, if you have that confidence, be able to talk to people. So if there is
Okay,
no confidence, there's no way you can actually be bold to
okay.
relate to people. You
Funny
understand?
thing, hello.
So what do you say? Yeah.
The funny thing is that in as much as I was what is it called, I had the terrible self-esteem and I could not really address people like that. I see made friend though. I made friends at least. You understand, with few people at least. I know how to what is it called? I know how to just meet someone and speak to the person. But the problem is, usually I think maybe I don't know if I should direct it to speak. I just cannot stand and address more than one person, right? If you are becoming polite, and
Okay.
I really cannot articulate well.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Now,
Somebody
as,
said something in the comment section though.
okay.
I don't know
I
if you
would
can read
have
it from
loved
here.
to learn
Can you read it from
and
here?
a free command access. Oh, exactly. You will have been
I think
financially
this person is a
free.
business person.
Financial freedom. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. Thank you. Now, I want to say that our parents really tried. They did their best.
Yes.
We must celebrate them. Sincerely, they did their best to impact us. You know,
Without the
that
training.
yes, without training, they used their own approach and it worked. So we must celebrate our parents, even though we may think it's not the best, or we think we have the best tools now to raise our teenagers. Our parents really invested in us to ensure that we are better children. And today we are proud of them. So we should celebrate our parents for their investment in our lives. But then in these our generations, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, all manner of gens. It will add Gen Beta tomorrow, Alpha and Beta. So now, in this generation we have today, there is need for us to get skills and knowledge to grow our children, to nurture our children. Now, what is the meaning of nurture? Nurture means to cultivate. It means to cherish, to develop, to encourage, to foster, to support, to raise. That's nurture. And they are actually action words that should be acted upon. You have to nurture. It's an action word. Nurture, raise, support, cultivate, support, foster, encourage, develop, build. That's nurture. A farmer that does not love planting, what will happen to his plant? It will die because he only goes there reluctantly to go and just plant the crop, and before you know it, he forgot that he has a plant there. He doesn't go there to water it, to weed, to remove the weeds, to ensure it has enough sun, enough nutrients. Before you know it, the plant will wither, it will die. And that's what will happen if we refuse to nurture our teenagers. I pray they will not die in our hands
Amen.
in Jesus' name.
Amen.
But we must be intentional to raise our children, to nurture them in the right way. Bible says, train up a child in the way it should go. That when it grows, it will what? It will not depart from it. So we are like farmers that is planting a particular crop. And there is always time for what? For harvest. So what would you be harvesting in their adulthood? Will you have raised a functional adult, or will you have raised a damaged adult when you are harvesting? So as parents, number one, we must be light to these children. And our light must create the pathway for them. They must see the light and say, no, I want to follow this light. No, instead, we can't give what they don't have. So when they see our light, they will easily walk through that path of light. Matthew 5:14 says that let your light so shine before all men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. All men start with your family, with your children, with your teenagers. Let them see the light in you and let them follow that pathway that you are treading upon. It will be easy for you to teach them when they see you living that lifestyle. You must be a balanced parent to raise a teenager, to raise a balanced teenager, because it's what you have that you can actually relate to them. Now, we as lights, when I say we must become lights, must be light indeed. So I want to use this light as an acronym for us to know the practical ways to nurture our teenagers. LIGHTS is an acronym we're going to be considering this morning. So I said we must become light to create the pathway for our teenagers to walk through. Number one, the first letter L is love. Can we type love? Can we type love in the comment section? All right.
Type love in the comment section if you can see this.
Okay. Now, we have to parent from the place of love and not fear. We cannot be afraid at this time we are in this world today to parent our children. We must act and start from the place of love. You must love them. You must love them genuinely. You must be all out for them. For instance, if you are married, I'm sure you marry a friend, somebody you love, somebody you call your friend. I'm sure you marry such a person. And your children must be your friends too. And it will help you to connect with them if you start from the place of love, if you parent them in the place of love. Love is very important to foster relationship, to foster connection, to build bonds with your teenagers. Probably before this time, you are is connection with them. You can start now. It's not too late. Don't allow them to be lured into things that you would ever regret in your life. This time we have now, there are a lot of things on the internet, in the world that they are learning from. They must start to learn from you. If you have not been in a place of love, you have been afraid of how to start, where to start from, you don't know what to do, please, I want to tell you that you can start now. Love them for who they are. Love them because they are children. God gave them to you. You must nurture them. You are a partner with God to nurture these children. You must do it intentionally. You must love them intentionally. You must mean love to your teenagers so that you don't lose them to the world. So you must love them and parent them from the place of love. No matter their mistakes, no matter what they have done wrong, please connect to them to correct them. You connect to correct. If you don't connect with them, you cannot correct them. They will look for help elsewhere. I tell you, they will look for help elsewhere because there are people that want to give them help, whether a good or a bad one. So you must start. I'm telling you, you must love them. I watched the movie Leaked. I don't know if you have seen the movie before. Leaked. I wanted to watch
No.
that movie. Oh, please watch that movie. It's titled Leaked. It's a
Is it a
school
foreign movie?
setting. It's not. It's African. It's African setting.
All right.
Yeah, African setting. So it's a school setting. Let me just give a little summary of what happened there. The particular girl is vying for the post of head girl. In fact, she's very outstanding in her school. She had a friend, the head boy to be as well. They are dating together. They are having a relationship. So this boy wanted her to send a nude to him, and she was gullible because she felt she was in love. She snapped the picture and sent to him. Meanwhile, there is an hacker that hacked her phone and got the nude picture and created a platform just to ensure that he killed the aspiration of this girl. And they actually, at the end of the day, the whole school got to know that the nude girl is the prefect, the head girl to be, and she lost that position. But her parents were able to what? To support her. Her father especially. Her mother said she should never even come away again. But her father stood by her. And she was able to come out from the mess. So what I'm saying is that even if they have messed up, even if they have done anything bad, even if they have made mistakes, you have also made a mistake before, haven't you?
Yeah, right?
You have made mistakes before. A mistake is not only into immoral things alone. There are many mistakes we have made in life that we were like, if we had known, we would have done it better. So we all can make mistakes, and mistakes are bound to happen. So please love them, even if in their errors, in their mistakes, in their messes. Okay? Clean them up and show them love again. So love is important. Number two, inculcate positive values in them. Inculcate positive values in them. These values are important. You must teach them respect, teach them honor, teach them contentment, teach them discipline, teach them sexual purity, teach them loyalty, teach them integrity. They must see in you too. Like I said, you can only release what you have inside of you to them. Inculcate in them positive values. And they learn by imitation. It is do as I do, not do as I say. They must see
Right.
you do it, act it. Not talk where you must be obedient. Talk where you must be truthful. And you are the one on the phone. You will tell the customer, oh, I'm already on my way. Meanwhile, you are in your room. You have not even finished the work. So they must see you portray that character for them to emulate it. Remember, you are a light. So you must shine that light and they must see the light. So inculcate the positive values. The values are important and essential in our age today. You must have family values, family culture. They must stand out because their values will make them distinct from other people. And their values can attract other people too. So people can say, oh God, I wish I am like this your daughter. I wish I have a daughter like yours. They must see the values in them. They must see that distinct values in them that will separate them from the what from others. So please, parents, teachers, and guidance, work on instilling the positive values in your children. Values are still important, they are still essential, they are still the happening thing now. And we need these values in this our age. They will not be lured into LGBTQ, whatever they are calling it now, because they know what their family represents. They know what their family stands for. And they know that their family is a symbol, is a unit they must protect. They know what your family represents, and they will stand and stay by it, whether you are there or not there. So please, parents, be intentional to inculcate in your children the positive values. Number three, growth. You must grow. You must grow. There is no perfect parent, I must tell you, but they are growing parents, hungry parents for knowledge. Parents are hungry for knowledge now. I joined a particular conference. They're still ongoing. We have thousands of people on that program. They want to learn. People want to learn. People they want to people other words other party they want to force their own belief on us. We must accept LGBTQ. We must accept same they must accept homosexualism and all that. But we to have our own agenda too. We must also what grow to learn, grow to know, grow to acquire knowledge. We can't remain in the place of ignorance. We can't say because I don't know, because I did not go to school, because I don't have the resources, because I don't have money. No, they are just excuses, and they will become what you will regret later in life if you don't take the right step now. So please, parents, teachers, guidance, you must grow. You must grow. We might have made mistakes in our parenting stages, but we can start making the next steps right now by ensuring what we grow. And how can we grow? Acquire the right knowledge. Get to know the right people where you can get knowledge from. Seek for information. Seek for resources. The internet is a global village. Yes, you can get a lot of resources there. Study, read. Don't say, I don't know how to read. Ask me to come and teach you. Mr. Joseph is there. He can train you. Pay for classes, because you can't always say I don't know. I don't know is not relevant in this age we have now. We must know because we have resources. And one thing is that if you are not growing, you groan in pain for your children that you refuse to train. If you are not growing, you will groan in pain for the teenagers or for the children you refuse to train. And your excuses will have no meaning by that time. But I believe that people that are on this platform this morning will not groan. They will grow and they will also nurture their own children. So we can get resources online. We can join paid sessions. I'm going to share the link with Mr. Joseph after the session. He will share it on the platform. We can go back this TIP, the Intentional Parenting Conference. Please go back to the YouTube channel and watch the videos again. They have lots of resources, lots of information. I mean, you need to get informed to the current training, to the current way of training our teenagers. We need to be informed. Please, I encourage us to get this link, to get to this channel and watch those videos again. They will really, really help you. They will really, really help you. Okay, the next one, which is letter H, is help them find purpose. Help them find purpose early in life. Grow with them as that when they are still with you, that you can still have control over them. Control, and a measure of control over them. Please help them find purpose. It is important they will have an identity for themselves. They will have a focus in life. They will have principles that guide them. Their purpose in life is very important. And they won't beat around the bush. They won't make every wave their direction. They'll be focused in life. But parents can actually help their children get into purpose discovery. So please be on the journey of discovering purpose with your children. How do you know it? You have to study them, understand them, know their strength, know the areas they need to work on, and help them channel their strength into productive activities. You can help them even write their goals down. You can work with them, be involved in their life. Don't just be involved by buying things for them, paying their school fees and all that. Something happened to a family of mine. Talk about the husband, where he grew up with a family, a wealthy family, from the age of 3 years old, and he ended up dying before 40 years old. What happened? He had kidney disease. He had kidney disease. He was meant to be nurtured by this family, but what happened? He said whenever he was having stomach ache, they would tell him to go and the guidance would tell him to go and take salt, and the child ignorantly would pour salt into water and drink the salt, and this accumulated and damaged his kidney. And in adulthood, it began to nurture that sickness, and it ended his life. But I pray you will not be an ignorant parent. You'll be able to nurture your own children and guide them right. So please, parents, guidance teachers, help your children to find purpose early in life so they can have a focus, they can have an identity for themselves, they can have a direction in life. They won't be tossed here and there by every wave, by every person's noise in the world. There are noises in the world. We have too much noises in the world today, but they can find their own voice amidst the noises. But you can help them find their voice amidst the noises in the world today. The next one is teach them about God. Teach them about God. Don't still God can never be exempted from our life. We can't. We can't do without God though. If you do without God, you are nobody already. With God we can do all things. I'm telling you, we can't, like he said, you want to try not to put God like to become so spiritual, is God, is Jesus. No, we can't do without God. We need God more than we never needed him now. In this age we are in now. We need God. So if you find God, also teach your children about God. Train them in the way of the Lord. Train them. Let them know God. Let them seek God. Let them find the truth in God's way. God is beautiful to serve. It is not old-fashioned. It's not also to be a child of God. No, it is not. They must find their reality, their purpose in life, even in the face of the word of God. At a point in my life, let me come to practical level. At a point in my life, where I grew up, yesterday I was talking to myself. I just thank God for everything. I thank God for the friends I had in school. I couldn't point to anyone in the environment that, oh, this is when I want to emulate. But when I get to school, my secondary school then, I have friends that are from different families and they are well behaved, they are intelligent, they are smart, and I love them. And they're even godly, they go to fellowship, at least they drag me to fellowship. Are we together now? And I began to learn from them. Through them, I was able to say, no, I have to have a life for myself. So I have to go to school. Because where I grew up, I did not raise there that I can still tell sister this, brother this, come and teach me. But my friends said they will go to school, and I said I will go to school too. So please teach your children about God. Let them find their life purpose in the Word of God. In 2017, I was in a depressing state. I was like everything is just maybe the world is all over me. There was no pathway to go. There was nobody to talk to. I was so depressed. I was so tired of everything around me. I'm already an adult. Can you imagine that? I'm already an adult. But I wasn't having a direction. I had a lot of things in my mind to do. In fact, I already have the balance there in my mind, but I didn't know how to go about it. I was just depressed. I was just tired. But I saw a post. I said, I would like to go for this program. And I attended that conference. And from that conference, my life changed. My life changed. I met God. God encountered my life. And I can say from that time, 2017, just how many years ago? Just 2 years ago. Just 2 years ago, I had a direction for my life. So please, God should not be out of the equation. We must have a balanced equation, and God must be first in that equation. He must be number one. Please don't exempt God. Don't say they will not want to listen. They will listen. If they can listen to the word, they can listen to the word. They can listen to God. They can listen to Him. They can hear from Him. They can learn about Him. You too must be intentional to find God, for you to what, to give God, show them who God is. Then the last one on lights is S. You know, it's LIGHTS. The last is S, and that is spend quality time. Spend quality time, not screen time, not time to start pressing phone, time to start saying, "Oh, I don't have time." And you are at home, but you don't still have time. Some of us are always at home, but we don't still have time for our children. We must create time with them and for them. And I saw Mr. Joseph post on his status before we comment session. He says that parents think that seniors don't want to listen, but they are the ones that are not really listening, or they are not hearing what the seniors are actually were saying. And it's the truth. You must become active learners. You must learn to them. Active listeners. You must actively listen to them because they want to speak. They want to talk. I had a student that spoke with me in the middle of the night. I was awake, maybe around, let me say 11 a.m., 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. And he was talking to me. I met him online. I've never seen him before, but I met him last year. But he was in the state of giving up, he doesn't know he didn't know what to do. And he sent me a message, and we got talking. It was involving masturbation. And he was already in it, like he could not go a day without doing something to himself. And he got talking to me in that space of how many hours. And I began to work with him. And I'm sure because he didn't know how to speak with his parents about it. Perhaps they will say, "Hey, this is devil's work." Oh, you understand? People, the way we react to situations as parents, it goes a long way. And I responded to him with a desired conversation. And before you know it, boom. I didn't even want to do masturbation. How will I start? I introduced him to God. I introduced him to the Word of God. And this year, that happened last year. This year, I said, "Thank you for opening my mind to God, to the Word of God." I'm a counselor by training. I use my counseling skills to help him. I started to introduce God to him. I spent time with him online. I was an active listener. I listened to him. I told him to be free to say everything. He was vulnerable. He was free to share whatever was going on in his mind. And he was able to get help. Please, our seniors need your help. They need to speak. They need to talk with you. Please listen to them. Be an active listener. And that's how you can become an effective communicator. Communication is two-way. You talking, the person talking, and you're having feedback too. There's feedback. Just being the only one talking. No. You must ensure that we are getting feedback from them. And ask open-ended questions. Don't say, "Have you eaten?" It's a yes or a no. Don't say, "What happened to you?" Nothing. They will tell you nothing. Are you fine? Yes. No, you must try to initiate good conversation. Try to ask open-ended questions. You understand? So that they will be able to open up to you. Because they can actually tell you they are fine and they are not really fine. Because they feel you can't really get them help they needed. So please be more intentional to create quality time with your children. And also, when you're having meals together, meal time, you can talk. It doesn't necessarily have to have a dining table to enjoy meal. If you don't have a dining table in your house, whatever time you're creating for your wherever you're having your food, your dinner, or your meal, try to talk. Before you know, you begin to learn more about this your teenager. Begin to know the people that are. So please, it's actually a great work we are doing. I must commend your efforts as parents, as teachers, as guidance. We are doing a great work, but you must be more intentional to ensure you parent these children in the right way. So we are done with the lights. That's LIGHTS. Number 1, love. Number 2, inculcate positive values in them. Number 3, grow. You have to grow. You have to grow. You have to grow knowledge, grow information, and get resources. You have to also ensure that you help them find purpose. And the C is teach them about God. Pray for them. Be there to support them spiritually. And the last one is ensure that you spend quality time with them. Thank you so much. Uh, over to you, Mr. Joseph. Maybe there's comments or question for us to attend to.
Thank you very much. Please, if you have a question, please just drop it. We are past, we've gone like 10 minutes past time already, but
Yes, yes, yes.
because we came in, or maybe the program didn't really start as we planned it to. Please, if you have a question, please put it in the comment section. Please, if you have a question, put it in the comment section. I think somebody is telling you, thank you, man. Thank you. Can you see that?
Thank you.
Yeah, and of course, I got value. I got value. So, please, if you have a question, please drop in the comment section and we'll read it out to her so that she can answer your question. One of the strongest statements that you made at under the line, I think where you on the growth aspect, which is that if you know if you are not willing to grow, you will grow. And it's like someone eats right. That is super. I am
Hello. I can't really hear you clearly again.
all right. I said one of the statements that caught me when you were talking about the light. I think you
Yes.
said that you spoke about growth. So you said if you do not grow, growth. That's a statement. So did you that?
Yes.
So it was very very strong. It was a strong point. Because I realized that learning is lifelong, and you cannot assume that because you are giving birth to a child, you stop learning to become a better mother, learning to become a good father, you stop learning to become a better parent to your child. So it is very 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 good to have you here, and sincerely grateful. And I know that people that watch this also are grateful to have had your teaching, your scripture, and it's happening every month where someone come and speak to us about what they meant to know. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm grateful once again. Thank you.
Thank you. I think I'll be expecting to get the link that you
I can't hear you.
I think I'll the link with you so I can send
Okay, yeah, the link. Yes, I'm going to forward it. Yes, I'll send it to you. Yes, I will. All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a good day.
You too. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you so much. Bye. Have a lovely weekend. Yeah, bye.